Hello, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, whenever you're watching this. You're welcome to Total Football Talk. I'm Keith, and we're going to look at all the latest kind of news and transfer news coming out of Manchester United. I'm going to do a quick 10-minute roundup, and we will just see what is actually happening. And as always, there's plenty going on. The top stories are we're going to look at, as the thumbnail says, Quenda, no problem. Manchester United are still looking for a right wing back, I believe. Even though there was a list that came up from Fabrizio Romano yesterday, I still believe that on that list we didn't have a right wing back on it as being a priority. I still believe that for Rubin Amorim's system to work properly and his formation to kind of move forward, we still need a right wing back. And the names circulating now are Frimpong from Leverkusen and Roger Fernades from Braga. And I think I don't know too much about the kid from Braga. I do know that he has 3 goals and a couple of assists in his season so far for Braga. And all I know is that he is good and he's quick and he's young. Frimpong, I think, is probably a bit more established and would probably cost us a bit more money in the 30 million kind of ballpark figure for Frimpong. I know you guys in my chat have been talking about Frimpong as being a player that Manchester United should look for. And I agree. I actually think that if we were looking at someone like Frimpong, he is a specialist on the right side, would be very, very useful for Manchester United. He would be a great upgrade and on what we currently have, because Dalot is really struggling on, doesn't matter what side he plays on, he's better on the right. But, I think if we had Frimpong, it would be a massive upgrade on Dalot. So I think going forward, this could be a very interesting move for Manchester United. I just hope they do actually keep pursuing this as a potential option in the summer, because we need something on both sides of the wings to give the strikers and whoever's playing in the tens service to feed on to score goals. So that's the news coming out from there. Let me know your thoughts. What do you guys feel? I know some of you guys already, you're keen on the Frimpong thing. So now that this news is potentially coming out, do you feel happier? Do you feel like we're moving in the right direction? We're not getting Quenda. Obviously he's going to Chelsea, which is a bit of a loss. I did want him. I'm not going to say I didn't. I do think he's quite young, but that aside, I think look at Haven. We'll talk about him in a separate video. He has been superb. 18, doesn't matter the age. Quenda, again, could have come in and done a great job, but we now have to look at alternatives. And as I said, so Fernades and Frimpong are the two that we're looking at on that one. Now, there's also other news coming out about Manchester United looking at Lee Kang. From PSG. Now he's an attacking player, can play up front, can play an inside 10, can play on the wing. He's very, very skillful. He's very quick. He would allow us to tap into the South Korean market like we had with Park Ji-sung. And I believe that, from a commercial point of view, and I hate to talk about this kind of stuff, but wouldn't surprise me if Manchester United were looking at it from a commercial point of view. Manchester United are probably thinking that he could be a massive sell out there. I think for PSG, he's done well, but I've only ever seen him come on in fits and starts. So in the Champions League, I've mainly seen him play. He's direct, he's quick. But they only bring him on he's played a limited amount of time for PSG this season. So maybe like Ugarte, he's looking for a way out of PSG. He does still have 3 years to run on his contract, but I don't think he's getting the minutes that he actually wants. I think he probably deserves to have a few more. And he would be an interesting fit for us in the number 10 area. But this is kind of what was actually, I was going to pull up the caption now, but I don't have it. But what they were actually, what my second caption is supposed to say is that Manchester United are that the agent is looking for a move. I think this is more an agent-driven story than actually Manchester United looking at him in particular. It may come that Manchester United do actually like the profile of player, and maybe they could take a deeper dive into him. But at the minute, I think it's the agent that's pushing this, because his player isn't getting enough minutes playing for PSG at the minute. So yeah, we're interested to see what happens from that. But now there was a story coming out. The other story is obviously Andre Onana Had a good game yesterday, made a great save at the end to keep the clean sheet, so really pleased with that. But his kicking's dreadful, and he's had a poor season. He's had a mixed season. He's had patches where he's been very good, and he's had patches where he's been absolutely dreadful. But the one thing that's been consistent all season is his ability to play out from the back has been absolutely terrible. He still hasn't fixed that, and that's what we bought him essentially for: a ball-playing goalkeeper who can't actually kick a ball properly. Very highly frustrating. So Manchester United are looking at Chevalier. I probably butchered that. Apologies. Who is from Lille, and it's saying that Manchester United. He said so. Cavalier is about to enter the final 2 years of his contract at Lille, and United are ready to use that as an opportunity to bring him to Old Trafford. The goalkeeper has been selected for the French squad for the qualifiers against Croatia in the UEFA Nations League. The 23-year-old has made 25 appearances for League in Ligue 1 this season, and 14 appearances in the Champions League. So obviously he's a goalkeeper who's starting to kind of build a reputation for himself. As a goalkeeper, as a 24-year-old, he's still really young. I don't know too much about him. I will have to investigate that a little bit further. But it obviously goes to show that Rubin Amorim and Manchester United, we've already been linked with James Trafford. We've now been linked with Lille's number one. I think that we're going to be linked with other goalkeepers. There was a little bit of talk, wishful thinking, I think, about Oblak from Atletico Madrid. Absolutely brilliant goalkeeper, but I can't ever see him leaving Atletico Madrid to come to us. So I think, again, this kid is in the profile of a young player that we're looking to build a young squad. Not that Onana's old, but he is slightly older. Again, Onana really should be coming into his prime. Unfortunately, he seems to be missing his prime because he's not very well. He's not playing very, very good at the minute. He's a mixed bag. This goalkeeper, interesting profile, will be interesting to see if Manchester United actually carry on. I actually have a feeling if we may look at a goalkeeper like this because he may come in, he may be available at a reasonable price. If not, we may be looking at bringing back, say, Vitek, who is out on loan at the minute. I'm not entirely sure who's on loan to, but as a young goalkeeper, having come through our academy, he's an excellent goalkeeper. He was brilliant in the tour last year. Again, I remember we played Rosenborg, and he had a super game, absolutely super game. Commanding player, good on the ball, commands his box well, and can make some really, really big saves. So I'm wondering whether we're going to go one way or the other, whether we're going to bring someone back to cover some of these goalkeeping positions, but after Tom Heaton leaves, or whether we're actually going to bring in a goalkeeper like Chevalier here. But we'll just have to wait and see. Now, the last couple of little bits on this one is there is news coming out that Ineos have ended their sponsorship deal with Spurs after a payoff agreement was reached. The deal was thought to be worth several millions of pounds. Now, that's more millions of pounds that Ineos are having to fork out to take away a sponsorship deal from a rival club. Again, more money that could have gone into Manchester United's sort of coffers, but are not going to now because they've obviously had to pay off that deal. I don't think Ineos can be associated with Spurs and Manchester United at the same time. It's not a good look. That particular image will always kind of resonate with me, with all our young players sitting on the bench and Ineos sponsoring Spurs' bench. It was kind of iconic for all the wrong reasons. And I think that Ineos have now probably done the right thing. They've severed ties. They had to do that. It's going to cost them money. But we will just have to look at this as hopefully Ineos trying to end this relationship and maybe find a way to bring some of that money that they put into the Spurs relationship and bring it into Manchester United going forward. Okay, and then the last little bit is a caption on Luke Shaw, which I thought was unbelievable. And it's been 1 year and 1 month since Luke Shaw started a match for Manchester United, and in that time he's earned an £8 million salary. During the same period, Ineos have let 250 players go, receiving roughly the same amount of money. Now, Luke Shaw is a very good back after the international break, and we really need him to do because he is on that left side now. Obviously, with Haven getting injured, the poor lad, absolute nightmare. I'm going to do a quick video on that after this. But yes, I think it just goes to show that, Luke Shaw has been someone who prefers to go and play on the international break. He's talked about his love for England. We need him, and we need the players to have the love for the club and then go to England as a bonus, and not the other way around. Not the other way sort of around where they're wanting to go to England and coming back to Manchester United just because it's where their sort of daily grind is. That's where we need to get to as a club very, very soon. But yes, that's where we are with all the news. Thought that was an interesting one. Just going to leave it there. Get your thoughts in below and get your comments in below. Hit a like and subscribe if you would. It would be absolutely appreciative. Bottom right hand corner of the screen for the subscribes. Thank you very much for everyone who has subscribed, and if you've got to this far in the if you've got to listen to me this long, you're a legend. Thank you very much, and I still need to improve on this. I have a long way to go. Really appreciate all the support and the comments and the likes and the views, and I'll see you on the next one.